29th of January, about 20 past 9 in the morning, and this is my forecast for today. It's not a void moon, so I should be able to talk some proper astrology today. I'm running away later today to Dorchester, where I'm doing a day of workshops, a couple of lectures and lots of readings. So if you're in the Dorchester area, drop me a line. Be back on Monday. I'll be recording whilst I'm away though. Today, moon's in Gemini. Great. At the moment, yeah, it's opposite Saturn, and there's 4 planets in Pisces as well. So we've got moon in Gemini, Saturn in Sagittarius, and then 4 planets in Pisces, squaring them all. So yeah, today's a little bit fractious, but it's all mutable. The mutable signs, Gemini, Virgo, Pisces, Sagittarius, they're noted for their ability for flexibility, tolerance, adaptability. But when it comes to determination, stubbornness, rigidity, they're not the strongest. So there's going to be a lot of ducking and diving today. With Venus squaring Saturn over the next couple of days, you can be sure that financial issues at the personal level are going to come up. And with Saturn ongoing squaring Neptune, this is endemic of the whole, well, pandemic potential that's coming later this year. And the moon triggering Venus, Neptune and Mars and Saturn today does mean that a lot of us are going to get minor buttons pushed today in ways that make us live within our own boundaries as opposed to those pushed on us by others. But okay, that's the moon and Saturn, and that's Venus and Mars and Chiron and Neptune. We got the Uranus-Pluto square ongoing, big deal. Jupiter's nicely tucked away on its own in Leo, resplendent in the evening now, not even the early evening now, the high evening, 10, 11 o'clock at night. Jupiter's really high up there. Now, watch the moon. Over the coming 4 or 5 days, we're going to see the moon get closer and closer to Jupiter, and it will pass very close indeed in about 5 or 6 days' time. We're also going to see lots of astronomical information this week. The photos coming back from Ceres are getting better and better now. For the first time, we can see Ceres ever in a detail like we've never seen before. What is that white spot on Ceres' surface? Bright white. What is it? And we've seen that little asteroid go whizzing by with its own moon. The asteroid's only about 500 meters, a couple of 100 kilometers wide, yet the asteroid's about 70, the moon is 70 meters wide. How can a minor asteroid have a moon? We learn more and more about the solar system every day. But all of this fails, all of this pales, in comparison to Mercury retrograde. Still happening, going to continue for another, what, 12 days? Here's a lovely quote, a more modernistic quote on what retrograde planets actually do. And this is from Liz Green. It's from one of her books on the outer planets and their cycles, but it applies to Mercury retrograde as well. Quote from Liz Green: I think that any retrograde planet tends to interiorize the expression of the planet. It operates on a more subjective and covert level. The meaning of the planet doesn't change, but the capacity for extroverted expression is altered. What that means is that retrogrades affect you at an internal level more than an external. With Mercury retrograde in Aquarius, look at the house in your horoscope it's in. If it weren't retrograde, you'd be experiencing it in a humanitarian, group-orientated, community way, and according to the house it's in a much more projective and assertive way. As it is, I imagine that many of you are looking at the levels of community, group and interaction, depending on which house it's in your horoscope, at an internal level, as in, what is it that you still want? What is it that still has value, merit and worth? This is not a time for making decisions. This is a time for the gathering of information, the assessment of feelings, the blending, if you like, of the intellect and the emotion. And you can, a few days' time, week and a half, you can gather all your feelings together, all your thoughts together, all those pesky little bits of paper together, and you can get all the information you need to be able to make firm, concise, objective choices and decisions. And indeed, as the Mercury retrograde comes to an end, I do expect decisions to happen around February 10, 11, 12 at the personal level. But actions will come later. It's Mercury retrograde, folks. Don't make any long-term, hasty decisions right now. Give it another week and a half. Catch you later. Bye.